When I first moved back to Texas from Louisiana, I allowed my father to teach me from the Word how to love, teach me from the Word how to forgive, teach me from the Word, how to speak better, communicate with others a little bit better than I was. And my issue was anger. One of my issues is anger. If somebody wanted to say something to me, I would just get right there and try to handle it. That was what I was battling with. And so my dad, he told me to, he cut out the scripture for me, and he told me to tape it to my steering wheel. So I did. I had this taped to my vehicle, and every single day when I would get inside, I would have to read that. And it made me think a lot. And see, we mess this up probably every day sometimes if we're not careful. But in our relations with others, we have to deal with some deep hurt sometimes and end up surfacing, and it just comes out all over us. Maybe we're the one doing it, but we just vent all of our feelings, just throw it all up over somebody else. And when that happens, a reaction tends to take place. And if someone is doing that to you, they're just exploding on you, our first reaction is to explode right back. And then it's just a big, nasty, stinky event that takes a while to clean up. It takes time. So how do we fix that? Well, without perfection, let's just focus on having progress here, because it's not going to be perfect. It takes practice every single day, and I'm a lot better now than I was. But here it is. James chapter 1 and 1 verse 19. Be swift to hear, in other words, listen very quickly to what they're saying, right? Slow to speak. In other words, you listen very well and you think about what they're saying and how much pain they're going through, and you decipher between the facts and the feelings and just let it all sink in, and you think about, how do I respond to this hurting person without, creating any more evil? You're supposed to answer softly. So slow to speak means you're actually going to be able to decipher between all the feelings and what you should say without all over them. Swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. For the wrath of man produces not the righteousness of God. In other words, if we choose to on somebody, we're not producing righteousness. We are giving into evil feelings. And we've done this a lot. So I think a big thing we all should work on is James 1:19, practicing listening to others, practicing thinking about what we're going to say before we say it. Not a whole lot of words, but thinking about it and saying the right words, and really taking our sweet time to allow anger to even enter our hearts. Not jumping to conclusions, but if it's okay to be angry, the Bible says be angry and sin not. So if the real gist of the conversation is evil and it's pointed directly at you and there's nothing you could do about it, you have a right to be angry. But be angry and sin not. Do not blah on anyone else, even if they blah on you. Blah. So let's show love. Let's start practicing right now, homies.